Welcome back, everybody, to the Westlake Hornets Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. As today, Season 10 is set to kick off, and our Hornets, for the first time in school history, are starting the season off ranked number 1, which is really cool. I just finished making all the custom recruits. There was a lot of them this year, and I'm surprised I got it all done in one day. But credit to me, I guess. And if you want to make a custom recruit for next year, make sure to go join my Discord server. Not only can you make custom recruits, but a lot of the guys in there have fun storylines for their players. And you can connect with me on non-custom recruit stuff as well. So, yeah. Now that all the custom recruits are done, by the way, all the recruits will be shown at the end of the video. They'll have their own time-lapse, like I do every year. But here we go, skipping to recruits, finally. I have been working hard on these boys, but they're finally done, which I'm pretty excited about. So let's see if we can get ourselves another number 1 recruiting class. Obviously, the offseason did not bring us what we wanted of the 5 guys we were going after. We only got one of them. That was Richard Richards, but it is what it is. So here we go, all prospects. And Chester Riley is the number 1 player in the country. He's a custom recruit. Number 2 is Carter Westwood, another custom recruit, and he is first for us, which is really cool. David Harris, he's not a custom recruit, but he looks pretty good. There's Cassius Troy on Carter's high school team. They're both in the top 10. Got Jesse McKenzie in there. He's a custom player. Tristan Moon, the number 1 corner in the country. Adam Ellis, is he related to Alex Ellis by chance? I don't know, there's a chance. Bunch of athletes in here, of course. Now into the 4 stars. I'm surprised there is that little number of 5 stars for our custom recruits. Quay Lewis, Irving Porter, pair of custom players. So let's just see all the guys who are first for us. Obviously, we got Carter, 5-star running back Derek Beck, and running back is a giant question mark for us right now. So the more the better. Irving Porter, the number 69 player in the country, Giggity. Ronald Benson, a custom player. Cedric Gregg, a custom player. Got some more 4 stars in here. Nobody whom we recognize the rest of the way. What about second place? We'll have some pretty good players up there for second, I'm sure. Jeez, everyone wants to go here. So Tristan Moon is second. He's the only 5-star. He's also the only guy whom I know here. We got Cassius Troy, who is in third for us. The only 5-star as well there, and the only player whom is a custom player of some sort. Fourth, we got that David Harris guy, former New York Jet middle linebacker. I don't know if there's any relations. Tyler Quinn, an athlete. Once again, no. Oh, there's Avo. He's a 74. That's kind of disrespectful to my mans, but oh well. Maybe we can get ourselves another Ayuluko brother. We already had AO. We currently have Ulrey. So that'd be cool if we got another one. And then these guys are 5th and 6th. Got a 4-star defensive tackle, 7th, Wesley Harley. We got Kyle Jordan, who's 8th. And that is about it. So now it's time to make the recruiting board and get this show on the road. Also, I figured I'd take a look at Utah, because there are a bunch of custom recruits from the state of Utah. And there are 3 5-stars, all of whom are custom players. Pretty much all of these guys at the top are custom made. The top one, who is not a custom player, is Nelson Giordi. Hunt isn't. Raymond Reddington does not want to come here. That's tough. But almost all of these guys are literally custom players, which is pretty ironic. Just shows you all the fun the subs have making custom players from Utah. Alright, so enough of that. Now it's actually time to make the board. We have 1,000 points of scouting. We can use 50 points per player. So that means we can scout 20 guys. And it's only right that we start off with Carter Westwood. He is a gem. He goes up 6 to an 84 overall. And as you can tell, we need this man on our football team. Next up, David Harris. He goes down to a 79, but that's still really good. Cassius Troy goes up 3 to an 81. Tegan Moon, he goes up 1 to a 79. His twin brother Tristan goes up to a 77. Dale McBride goes up 3 to a 78. So we've gotten a lot of luck so far, but I think it's because most of the guys we've scouted are custom recruits outside of David Harris. And everybody outside of David Harris has gone up. And I think most of the custom recruits show up lower than they actually are. I think Avo Luco's another one. Yeah, he goes up 2. Ronald Benson goes up 3. Byron Terrell is not a custom recruit, so there's a decent chance he does not go up with this luck. No, he does. Okay. So he goes up to a 76. Tyler Schuler up to a 77. Jason Sanders, not to be mistaken with the Dolphins kicker, he is a bust. Nice. Joe Thompson is a 75. Irving Porter is a 76. Derek Beck is a 75. Tyler Quinn, an athlete. He looks like a quarterback, but he has some intriguing speed. So he goes up to a 77. He looks like a nice QB. I don't know where else he can play other than just as a really cheesy quarterback with 93 speed. Maybe wide receiver? That's the only other logical position for him. Sean Harris, he goes up to a 74. He's definitely not a quarterback. He's probably a safety with that zone coverage. Yeah, I'd say he's probably a safety. Nelson Giardi, I don't know how to say that name. He has awful man, great zone. He's probably a safety too. Drew Harris, he is a gem. 77 overall, he's fast. He is definitely a running back because there's not much else he can do. John Davis, 76. And Ian Means is a 77. So that'll do it for scouting. Here's everybody else we've added to the recruiting board. Hopefully we can get these fools. For the redshirting stage, we will not be making any changes except for one. John Cummings will be redshirted. And I don't know who the starting running back is going to be, but it's not going to be Cummings. I just don't think he's ready yet, considering we got guys like Patrick Daly and Jason Gibbs who are in the mid to high 90s ahead of him. So, you will be redshirted, John. And this is actually the first time, I assume, in school history where every single true freshman gets redshirted. And pretty much everybody on this team has been redshirted, if I'm not mistaken. Not many of these guys were not redshirted. Octavius, he started as a true freshman. Volker Gantz started as a true freshman. Marcus Shelton, Jeff Brandt, Ray White, because he was a JUCO, and that's literally it. Everybody else was redshirted, and the current freshman class will continue with that trend, so I don't know, that's just kind of an interesting tidbit. Here is a look at the official schedule. I'm only making one change that I made from the off-season video, where I showed you the schedule I planned on going with then. Utah State is sticking. The only addition is we're adding Illinois for the memes. Then we got Texas at MetLife Stadium facing the defending champions. This was originally versus Iowa State, but we replaced that game with Illinois. First conference game at Cal. Bye week versus LSU, versus Utah, versus Washington, at Oregon, versus Air Force, versus Boise State. That's our senior day, which is a little bit too early for my liking, but it is what it is. Seems like every other year we get a late senior day or an early one. Then we got at Colorado and at BYU for rivalry week. So that is what our schedule will be looking like for season number 10. So here we are now at the start of the season. We're going to go over all of the preseason All-Americans and rankings, stuff like that. But first we got to do one of my favorite parts of starting out each season, and that is giving out scholarships. And the reason why that is because of insta-commits. And hopefully we can get a few. Last year at this stage alone, we acquired via insta-commit center Willie Wiggins, outside linebacker Dylan Washington, and guard Steven Allen. And then a few weeks later in the season, we got safety Jacques Vallone via the insta-commit. So now it's time to see if these guys want to be insta-committed as well. And there are a few guys we're first for, not actually that many, which kind of sucks looking at it from here. But first off, we got Carter Westwood. Man, would this be a big one. Holy crap, we got him! Whoa! Okay, so Carter Westwood has insta-committed to the Hornets. Let's go. Man, I'm hyped. We just got ourselves a generational wide receiver, ladies and gentlemen. Steven Westwood throwing it to Carter Westwood someday. That's going to be so much fun. That is if Steven Westwood wins the starting job next year, and even if he doesn't, he'll definitely start as a senior. Unless he were to, declare for the draft or something. Alright, can we keep the luck going? Ronald Benson. He does not commit. Okay. Honestly, I'm okay if we don't get anyone else with insta-commit today, because we just got Carter Westwood. We do not get Irving Porter. I could have sworn I passed someone who had it. I guess not. Okay. Derek Beck. He does not commit. Nelson Giardi. He does not commit. Cedric Gregg was first. He does not commit. You know, maybe I shouldn't have said I'd be content with anyone else. Bryant Moore does not join the squad. What about Alex Jones? He does not. I should not have said I'm content. George Sims? Nope. This is kind of rough. Sean Valentine? Nope. Marvin Bailey is not first. Diver is Justin. Nate Davis, maybe? Nope. Are these two first? Yes, they are. David Patterson. Welcome to the team, David. Can we finish off with another one? James Harris. No. Okay, so we get two. One of them is a tight end, David Patterson, and we need depth at tight end really, really badly. So this is a good get. But the big one is Carter Westwood. And this team has seen some really, really good receivers. I don't know if any of them are as talented as Carter Westwood here. I'm so pumped that we got Mr. Westwood. So we're going to hand out these points later. I'm just really curious now about the preseason All-Americans and stuff. I just wanted to see who insta-committed, and I'm quite happy with how that went. Carter Westwood is going to be a beast. So preseason polls, we know we are number 1. Deservedly so. Wink, wink. Who's number 2? Alabama. Why am I not surprised? They've been a little bit disrespectful to the defending champs, putting them at 5, in my opinion. Anyone else of note? Oregon at 25. Go Duckies. Air Force at 37. They're only a C+, really? They were really good last year. I guess they might struggle in the Pac-12. We got my Western Kentucky Hilltoppers at 46. Oregon State right behind them at 47. Who is number 69? It is Auburn! Okay, so they've taken a fall from grace, it looks like. We've not seen Illinois yet. They're at 77, and they're only a 2-star prestige. Now we got to see who's dead last. Kansas is 99. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. But dead last goes to Troy. How about the lowest Power 5 team? Arizona State is at 118. They have fallen off since Jack Jackson graduated. Okay. Conference outlook, I'm going to assume they have us in first place. Damn right they do. Who do they have us playing in the conference championship? Probably Stanford or USC. And it is USC with Stanford at number 2. UCLA at number 3. They got Air Force in 4th, even though Air Force is, I guess, noticeably worse than Cal and Arizona. And heck, even Arizona State, for that matter. Oh, what is our rating? Are we all 99s? I'm kind of curious. Are we? Let's go! We're all 99s for the first time in school history. Last year we were 99 overall, 99 offense, and like 95 defense or something. What about Heisman Watch? Matt Miller? He is the favorite, and deservedly so. This man was a beast in the national championship. Also got Brandon Ellis, Scott Robinson, Brandon Davenport, and Alex Rogers in the conversation. None of our players. Can't say I'm surprised. Preseason All-Americans. Oregon State has the preseason All-American for quarterback. Bruh. Okay, this guy was pretty good last year. I'll give him that. But we do have a few players on this squad, including wide receiver Nigel Wiggins, who is now a senior. Michael Singleton, I remember him coming out of high school. He was a beast. Neil Scott is there, along with Cole Spencer, Marcus Shelton. It's weird not seeing Owen Jackson there. Instead, we have a 76 from Central Michigan at middle linebacker, Justin Williams. Josh Wilson, not a surprise, Andy Pino. Okay. And then on the second team, Michael Carter, or Mike. I don't know why I just thought his name was Michael there. Anyone else? John Paul Patterson, Steve Harvey, okay. All Pac-12. No Peyton Curtis. We do have Nigel Wiggins, Neil Scott, Mike Carter, Cole Spencer, Marcus Shelton. There's Fred Campbell. We really wanted him in recruiting. He'd be starting over Shelton if we got him. Lewis Kahn, Josh Wilson, Andy Pino. And then on the second team, there's Peyton Curtis. I was hoping we'd see him. Khalil Corbin, I really wanted him out of high school, and he was a monster as a true freshman last year. He'd probably be getting playing time this year if he was on our team. Anyway, we've got Patrick Young on the squad, along with Ray Johnson, Octavius October, John Paul Patterson, and Steve Harvey. Is there an all-freshman team? I thought there was. Because we got a notification that we got one all-freshman player. I actually wonder who that is. Huh. Anyway, let's take a look at the depth chart. Maybe that'll help us figure it out. So, quarterback. Peyton Curtis, Rodney Allen, Stephen Westwood. That's the order. Assuming we're blowing out Utah State and we have to put in backups in the second half, we're going to put in Stephen Westwood. I'm intrigued by what he can do. Running back, Patrick Daly or Jason Gibbs. Fullback, Jeff Brandt. Receiver, Nigel Wiggins gets for 1. Noah Newton gets for 2. Ulrich Iluko gets for 4. But we'll have a competition for the slot spot between Frank Bray and Curtis Vincent. Tight end spot belongs to Ronald Young. Offensive line is Josh McClelland, Neil Scott, Mike Carter, Patrick Young. All these guys are seniors, jeez. And J.B. Givens. He could have been the freshman All-American. J.B. Givens, I believe, was an instant commit as well. Defensively, we got Cole Spencer at left end. Right end is Ray Johnson. I want to see Delvin Hines get playing time this year. Delvin Hines is a monster. 90 speed. That's even faster than Cole Spencer, which says something. Defensive tackle will remain the same. Marcus Shelton, followed by Octavius October. Lawrence McCoon at left outside. Middle linebacker is Justin McGee. Right outside is Lewis Kahn. Corner is the same from last year, at least the top 4. Josh Wilson, Andy Pino, John Paul Patterson, and Steve Harvey. I would not mind seeing Anthony Mitchell get a little bit of playing time, but Steve Harvey was really good as the number 4 corner last year. 3 safety will be Marcus Lee. Strong safety will be Marcus Jones. So 2 new starters at the safety positions. And yes, they're both named Marcus. So it'll probably be a little bit confusing at first, but just go with it, I guess. Kicker is Volker Gantz. Punter is Greg Giorli. I don't know if the G sounds like a G or a J. You guys are going to have to help me out with that. But for now, he's Giorli. And we also have our emergency kicker in Nigel Wiggins. I've always found that funny. The kick returner will be Ulrich Iluko. I did some practicing. He was by far the best in the field goal return drills I did. I know what I'm trying to do. But Patrick Daly will be the secondary returner. And then Iluko will be the punt returner. He has 99 speed, by the way. Kickoffs will be done by Volker Gantz. And the long snapper will be Mike Carter. So now we're going to take a look at the position battle. Starting off with running back, it's a 2-horse race between Jason Gibbs and Patrick Daly. Gibbs has not seen the field since his true freshman season, which was season number 7, and he was not all that good. He only got 12 touches, and I mean, it's not really the end of the world that he struggled, because that was literally years ago. And then we got Patrick Daly, who's been the change of pace back the past 2 seasons, and he's been pretty good. 828 yards, 6.5 yards a pop, 13 touchdowns. So, the loser of the battle will be the change of pace back, basically the Patrick Daly role from last year, and the winner will be the bell cow back, the Dante Savage of the offense. Jason Gibbs is a little bit higher rated, and I think he's a little bit more balanced, but Patrick Daly is more explosive, and we know that. Daly can make big plays, but the thing with Daly is you never get those happy medium 5 or 6 yard runs with him. It's either like a loss or gaining nothing, or it's a big gain. So Patrick Daly is sort of a boomer bust, if you will, and that's fine, because this is a big play offense, and obviously if Daly's not cutting it, we can always put Jason Gibbs in there, and Daly's career yards per carry is 6.4, which is really good. And Gibbs is only 2.7, but Gibbs is a far less sample size. I'm not counting Gibbs' production. I am counting Daly's, though, because he has gotten meaningful touches. And then the other position I want to highlight is the slot receiver, between Frank Bray and Curtis Vincent. You know, I find it annoying that Ulrich Iluko has to be in the way of them, but oh well. Curtis Vincent's a little bit more explosive, and on this receiving core, you need to be explosive. You need to be athletic. You need to make big plays. This is a big play offense. But Bray certainly has better hands, and he makes more sense, per se, as a slot receiver. A little bit better of a route runner, and you don't need a big play guy in the slot, and I think that fits Frank Bray. But at the same time, Curtis Vincent does fit that big play mold. So maybe Curtis Vincent fits more for the rest of the receiving core, but Frank Bray is a little bit higher rated, and he fits a little bit more with the role of the slot receiver position. So that's the only position battles we're going to have. We're not going to do ones for safety, because I am totally cool with starting Marcus Lee and Marcus Jones, and then having Steve Harvey as the number 4 corner again. I'm totally cool with that. Marcus Jones looked really good last year in the Utah State game when he played in the second half. And then Marcus Lee's a 90 overall, so I'm extremely content with having those two starting there. And then other than that, there's no position battles to go over. So make sure to vote for the running back and receiver battles. There will be a card in the top right. If you've not already voted there, make sure to vote. And before we end the video, I want to show you guys a few dominant statistics about this team. Toughest places to play. All time at home, we're 48-11, which is pretty good. But we have a 26 game home winning streak. 26 straight games. That's a lot. The last time we lost at home was early in Season 6 against Stanford. That was the year we made the national championship and choked against Penn State. Champ Britton was the starting quarterback of that team as a senior. Alex Ellis was a junior. And guys like Peyton Curtis, Josh Wilson, Nigel Wiggins, Cole Spencer, the superstars on this team, who are all redshirt seniors, they were being redshirted that year as freshmen, who were not playing. So I figured that was kind of interesting. None of the guys who played on that national championship team are still here, which is kind of funny. So none of the guys who choked in that game are ever going to get a ring. Huh, isn't that funny? Also, for 4-year outlook, as you can see, we are ranked number 1 all 4 years. That's what all these number 1 recruiting classes will get you, folks. And that's how this video is going to end. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for season number 10. I think it's going to be a great year. Maybe this is the season we can finally win ourselves a championship. But nonetheless, this is going to be a really, really fun team. So once again, make sure to vote for those position battles. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure to let me know that you're hyped for season number 10 in the comment section. And as always, have a good one. Peace out, everybody.